Hi, I'm Kelly.
And hi, I'm Geoff.
And this is Blueprints for Belonging, where we're exploring how to build conscious connection in a disconnected world.
Because belonging doesn't happen by accident, it happens by design. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. It's week 4.
Woohoo!
Hey.
We're getting them done.
Yeah, we are.
This is pretty awesome sauce.
Yeah.
So, we're taking this opportunity. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, I was playing. Anyway, so we're diving.
I'm like, where is she going?
I know. We're diving into something that influences how we see ourselves, how we interpret other people, and how we build connection even without realizing it. And we're talking about these cognitive distortions.
Yeah, we are.
Again.
And before anybody hears that word and thinks something is wrong with them, let's say this clearly. These aren't flaws or defects.
Nope.
They are mental shortcuts.
Trained. We are trained to do them.
Yeah. We picked all this stuff up from others. The brain is constantly trying to make sense of the world quickly, and sometimes it simplifies things in ways that help us, and sometimes in ways that limit us.
Exactly. Well, here in our blueprint work, we're talking about how belonging is shaped by interpretation. Two people can experience the exact same moment. I mean, the exact same thing that happens.
Right.
And each of them will walk away with completely different stories about what happened.
Yep. And that phenomenon says it all. That's their background interpreting, and that's your background interpreting, and the two are always going to be different. Even people in your own family, they grew up in the same house you did, but they are different people, and they process things differently than you, and they have different baggage in their train.
So how we communicate, how we assign possibility.
Right, and how we decide who's right and who's wrong, you know. Ugh.
I know. Well, anyway, today we're looking at 3 other patterns like this that show up in our relationships and conversations. And that one is overgeneralization, personalization, and black and white thinking or black and white
Morality.
Right.
And our goal here isn't to fix anyone or eliminate these patterns. It's awareness. That is our goal. When we can notice these patterns, we create space between what happens and how we respond.
And that space is where curiosity lives.
That's right.
And curiosity is often where connection begins. What was our word from last week?
Consider.
Right. So we want to consider these and be aware and pause to take some reflective review to look at these to help us support our belonging with each other or connecting with each other. So our first one is overgeneralization. It's where a person kind of takes one experience or even a small number of events and turns them into kind of a broad rule about life for themselves or with others.
One failed relationship equals I'm bad at relationships.
Right.
One mistake at work. I can't do anything right. Ugh.
Anyway, that brain looks for patterns. It looks for patterns in order to predict and protect itself. Sometimes creating those conclusions.
Like, well, always, never, everyone, and no one.
Right.
Here we are again with those
Right.
same words.
Right. So even though people have, even though they might have done things like that, they're not a bad person. They're not a defective person. This is just where they are. And we've introduced the big acronym build awareness, investigate meaning, and generate choice. And we want to help people use that when we're kind of hearing these or becoming aware of these overgeneralizations.
Yeah.
In the world right now, what would be some overgeneralizations that we're making?
All politicians are evil.
Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Or certain countries are bad or evil.
Well, right.
Or
certain colors of people are bad or evil.
Correct. So we're creating these type of overgeneralizations that we really haven't reviewed or looked at or considered.
Yeah, overgeneralizations. It's sort of part and parcel with catastrophization. I mean, all these things they mix and match, and they come together, and they split off again. It's fascinating.
I just want you to think about one way. It kind of narrows these possibilities into only one absolute way it's going to turn out.
Right, that's the certainty.
Yeah.
It's going to go that way, so I'm ready for it.
Because that's part of what our brain is wanting. Because we need that for safety. But this is why our language, we want to pay attention to these language clues, the things that we're using, like always, never, everyone, and no one, to kind of be aware of if we're using those.
Yeah. Overgeneralization replaces curiosity with certainty. And it's that certainty that everyone always does this, or no one ever does that.
Or they're not going to be a good person, or...
Right. Well, and we may not state that in our overgeneralization, that, they may not be a good person, but it's implied.
Well, right now
you're making a judgment on those people, or on those other people.
Well, I don't want to get into ice, but I'm going to get into ice.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's
there
today. Yeah.
But yet we've made this overgeneralization that immigrants are or illegals or violent.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just using that. I'm using that as an example. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just sharing that as one of those examples of overgeneralizations.
Right. And we're not telling you what we believe.
No.
But what seems that certain administrations believe. Well, shall we move on to the next one?
Personalization. Yes.
Cool. Enough of the overgeneralization stuff.
Because we're never going to make it about us. Sorry. My humor.
Yeah. Personalization. Assuming excessive personal responsibility or interpreting events as being about you without sufficient evidence. So, no, it's not all about you. That's the narcissistic response, basically, to everything.
Could be, right.
Yeah.
But sometimes people are just, they don't have a way of having an awareness about anything else. And so this has been a pattern that has shown up in their life. And this is what has been repeated over and over. And they don't have any other possibility of looking at it another way. So it becomes personalized about who they are.
Yeah, and they continue to do this because they have not become aware of it. And noticed it.
Have you ever thought about people who...
So be aware of that when you're talking to other people.
Have you ever thought about people who... I'm sure you have, but conversations that somehow they go back to kind of blaming you for harming them because they believe that's what you did. In some ways, that's a personalization.
Yeah, I've never had that happen to me. I've been very fortunate in that. because I imagine that would be really intense and painful to have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to change the other person who's doing that to you, but it's not yours to change.
Mm-hmm. So we just have to be okay with it.
Right. That is a very hard thing to do.
So one way is to kind of be aware of what might have stimulated that.
The personalization.
The personalization,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well,
let's look at some examples.
okay.
So today, this would look like someone is quiet,
Mm-hmm.
and you think, I must have upset them.
Well, you gave that good story about the person who, I think it was not last week, but the week before, about the person who came into the room and she didn't say hello to that other person.
To the boss.
To the boss,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was. I don't know if I think we did actually discuss. Well, we did discuss it then.
Mm-hmm.
That.
But he took it personally.
Yeah, he took.
Yeah,
He took it personally.
Mm-hmm.
He took everything personally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I won't mention the N
No,
word,
no.
but
Right.
he definitely was one,
Mm-hmm.
or he suffered from those
Mm-hmm.
tendencies.
So if a person's really quiet, sometimes a person might think, I might have upset them.
Mm-hmm.
Or if something fails, a person might assume, oh, it's my fault.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And if a partner is stressed, I'm not doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not necessarily so. The only way to know is
to ask. Right.
Ask your partner, ask your colleague, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
So getting clarity is the task that we're pushing
out,
to use, is to get clarity. I'm just noticing this is what's coming up, and I'm wondering if that's what you see too.
Uh-huh.
Or I'm just curious, you said that you think that you're to blame. I'm just curious, what makes you think that you're to blame for it?
Right. So it's asking. I was going to say asking with curiosity, but that's what asking is. Well,
Could be.
it can be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that. Does your question sound like it's true curiosity, or is it a judgment packaged up as a question?
Mm-hmm. Now there could be, for some people, it could be an overload. It could be an emotional overload. I'm carrying too much responsibility for other people, and I'm going to assume that things don't work out right, it must be something that I've done. So because it didn't work out, it must be something I did.
Right.
But again, it goes back to this enculturation that we've had, that it must be somebody's fault. That's what we're looking for. So,
Yep. It's got to be somebody's got to be to blame. It's the scapegoating that we like to do.
well, our mind likes to look for safety. And we like to look for, if there's something that's going to create some more problems for us, we want to make sure we work on it. So they're not saying that we're not saying this is right or wrong. We're just getting this awareness out about, here's some ways that we might have used that our cognitive distortions. In some ways, it's like if you have to wear glasses, to be able to see or to read, and if you take them off, and you can't see clearly, in some ways, that to me is what a cognitive distortion is. You're not seeing clearly about what it's distorting this responsibility.
It's distorting your reality.
Or inflating one's role to look more important than the other, or making that situation seem more difficult than it really is.
Yep.
So curious, why are we talking about personalization and overgeneralization? Why do you think we're talking about those? We're going to have one more, but why do you think we're talking about these today?
Well, because people do these things regularly. And these are regular things that basically limit or just kill connection. So
You got it.
right. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got
I
it.
answered it right.
All right, so some of the things that I do for Geoff is I kind of put him on the spot because I'm wanting that reaction or that genuine.
That
He got it. That
answer.
genuine
Right,
answer.
Right.
Right. So in some ways, we're killing connection. And so if we're paying attention to these, if we're kind of being aware of them, this is how we work on our connections with ourselves and with others. So.
Right.
Now you ready to go on to our black and white?
Yeah, black and white morality.
This one's going to be a good one. This one's going to be
Yeah.
We've got a lot of this one. So
Yeah. Oh boy. Or all or nothing thinking. Yep, that's the same thing. Black and white. Everything is black and white. It's either good or
I
bad.
don't know I heard that as a kid.
Right. Oh well, yeah.
This is the rules.
This or that. You know, it's good or bad. It's pass or fail.
And as a kid, you assume that they were right because they were adults. You know, or
yeah.
I must be bad because you're good, and I must be bad.
Right. Oh, that's awful. But it is exactly where the world we grew up in.
Well, I'm not as successful as you are, so I must be a failure.
So you're a failure.
Right.
Yeah. So you're a failure. I'm going to reinforce that right there.
Right.
Identity becomes fused with behavior. And, you know.
Did you ever have anybody that disagreed with you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever think they were against you?
No, I just thought they didn't agree with what I said. That's different.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But I don't know. So when I would do black and white thinking, it's right up there with catastrophizing for me. And it was always against myself.
I must be bad or I must be wrong.
Right.
Or I'm really good.
Yeah. Or I'm never going to get this right. I always do this. Why do I always do this? You know? And that was, for me, one of the toughest things to do was to be kinder to myself. To actually learn to love myself. And I don't even know if I'm there completely yet, but I'm working hard on it. Yeah. And so none of my black and white thinking, I don't think it did. Now, I haven't done an accurate perusal of my life because I can't, because my memory's not that good. But I don't think I employed black and white thinking against others. It was always against myself. And it was part of me beating up on myself, you know. I love to beat up on myself. I'm a perfectionist, and I can't be good enough. It's insane, right? Yes, it is.
Well, either we're good friends or we're not good friends.
Right. And rigid moral framing blocks dialogue and nuance. So it basically assumes this or that, and that's it.
Right.
It's so limiting that there's no room for flexibility. There's no nuance.
Did you grow up with it's the highway or my way?
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
That's what I got as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even teachers, too. I mean, you got to be...
Yeah, because they're adults, too.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, they are all against you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so in some ways, this black and white thinking is really about moral development. And in some ways, we have it a lot of in our cultural or our religious systems that teach that morality. Yet there's not some clearer definitions and distinctions between them. So, and if you're a kid, you just kind of make these assumptions that you go along with, and then there's no accuracy about it.
Right, and there's no fact-checking later because
or then
that doesn't happen.
Right.
You know.
Don't you dare fact-check me. You're a kid. Right.
But Mama, I have Google right here.
I know. That's why they don't want them to use it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm
They don't
kidding,
want
I'm
to be
kidding, I'm
corrected.
kidding, I'm kidding.
Oh, but there's probably some truth to that.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, anyway, so in some ways, the black and white thinking, in some ways, can soothe our anxiety.
It can also generate it.
Correct. But well, because it's either or.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, we're using this awareness and the pause and the consider.
Right. Consideration.
And so, kind of being aware of how these react and impact our relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So, blueprints for belonging. Think about the word blueprint. You're would you call yourself
A recovering architect.
But in the word blueprint, I mean, what is it designed to tell you what it is? The word blueprint.
Well, I don't know that the word is designed to tell you anything, because it is a name for a type of drawing.
Correct, but it's what it is.
Right, but everybody knows what it is.
But it's not going to be the same drawing.
Well, no.
No. But it's going to be the blueprint.
Right, it's going to be a blue piece of paper with white lines on it.
Right.
That's a blueprint.
Right, but it's designed to give you some instructions about how to build something.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And in some ways, we're using it we're giving you some, not instructions.
We're using it as a metaphor.
Metaphor to give you some awareness to structure the life the way you want it to go.
Right. We aren't telling you how to do it.
No.
We're just highlighting these things to look out for.
Right, and you get to determine how you're going to build your structure.
Exactly. Yeah, you can build your house
however you
like.
want. Right. So anyway,
at least in our world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm just using that as a silly way to.
Okay. Well, as we wrap up today, because we're nearing the end, we want to leave you with another word to carry into the week. So last week's word was consider, which invited us to pause before forming conclusions.
And this week's word is notice. Yep,
Yeah.
notice.
Because notice feels simple, but it's powerful. It doesn't ask you to change anything right away. It just asks you to see.
Yeah. Notice when your mind is using words like always and never.
Mm-hmm.
Notice when you're assuming responsibility for someone else's feelings without clear information.
That's right.
And notice when a situation suddenly becomes right or wrong with no gray space.
Right. Exactly. Because when we notice, we create awareness.
That's right. And awareness creates choice.
And choice opens the door to connection.
Yep. And so this week, maybe ask yourself, what am I noticing about the stories I'm telling myself? And what happens when I pause long enough to see them forming? So, thanks everybody for being here.
Yep.
Come back next week.
And we'll be here again.
Notice how we are ending. Thanks for listening to Blueprints. I love your play. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow. Leave a 5-star rating for us and share it with a friend.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen. Your support helps us keep building conscious connection in this disconnected world.